Welcome back to GH Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the issue that just turned the entire General Hospital community upside down. What was meant to be a glamorous and joyful evening at the 2025 Nurses' Ball quickly spiraled into a shocking storm of violence, long-buried secrets, and family truths no one saw coming. The highlight performance of the night, a captivating piano piece delivered flawlessly by Gio, became the emotional epicenter of a revelation that will change the lives of Dante Falconeri, Lois Cerullo, Lulu Spencer, Brooklyn, and most of all Gio himself. Joe's performance at the Nurses' Ball was nothing short of extraordinary. His hands moved with precision and emotion across the piano keys, drawing a standing ovation from the room. Applause rang out, and even the toughest critics were silenced by the young man's undeniable musical brilliance. It was a career-making moment, the kind that would be remembered for years to come. But not everyone was applauding. In the audience, Detective Dante Falconeri remained stone-faced, barely clapping. His expression was tight, unreadable to some, but deeply uncomfortable to those who knew him. Despite the joy and celebration around him, Dante couldn't shake his feelings toward Gio. There had been tension brewing for months, tension rooted in resentment, judgment, and a still unresolved issue involving Dante's son, Rocco. Months prior, Rocco had been hospitalized after a serious incident involving underage drinking. While no one could prove Gio had provided the alcohol or directly encouraged it, rumors circulated that he had been involved. Dante, protective to the core and already predisposed to disliking Joe's rebellious attitude, had never forgiven him. That bitterness, combined with his own guilt and fatherly instincts, fueled a growing disdain. The situation escalated quickly after Joe's performance. With the crowd still mingling, Dante approached Gio and, rather than offering congratulations, delivered a pointed, sarcastic jab. He commented on Joe's drinking at the event, calling him reckless and immature, bringing up Rocco's name again. Though Gio had only consumed a small amount of wine legally allowed at the event, the attack felt personal, and in front of others. Gio, humiliated and furious, pushed back. He defended himself, insisting he had moved past the incident with Rocco and had been nothing but respectful that night. But Dante kept going, accusing him of being a bad influence and undeserving of the spotlight. Words escalated. Voices rose. Then, in a flash, it turned physical. Gio shoved Dante, and Dante responded with a punch. What followed was a full-on altercation right in the middle of the Nurses' Ball. Guests screamed. Security rushed forward. Lois Cerullo, witnessing the chaos unfold, ran toward the two and tried to pull Dante off Gio. Though Gio had thrown the first push, it was clear Dante's reaction was overpowering. The older, stronger man and off-duty cop had snapped in a moment of fury. The ballroom fell into chaos. The music stopped. Photographers captured the scuffle. The gala turned into a nightmare. And then came the truth. In the aftermath of the fight, as Gio clutched his bruised jaw and stormed off toward the exit, Lulu Spencer stepped forward. Her face was pale, her hands shaking. She looked at Dante, then at Joe's retreating figure, and knew the time had come. With the entire room holding its breath, Lulu said the words that would stop everything. "Dante, Gio is your son." Silence. Dante froze. He stared at Lulu, waiting for the punchline, the explanation, the mistake. But Lulu's eyes didn't flinch. Lois, standing beside them, said nothing. Her silence was the confirmation. Gio, hearing the words just before stepping out the door, turned around slowly, his eyes wide with disbelief. He looked at Lulu, at Lois, at Dante. Then, with a shaking voice, he asked, "What did you just say?" Lulu repeated it. This time, softer. Gio stood there for a few more seconds, then backed away, and ran. Out the ballroom, out the metro court, out of sight. Dante stood paralyzed. Shock, confusion, and a flood of emotions overwhelmed him. He turned to Lois and demanded an explanation. The room cleared as the remaining guests gave the family space. Lois began to explain everything. Years ago, before Lulu, before Rocco, Dante and Brooklyn had been together. It was a whirlwind young romance, passionate, chaotic, brief. When Brooke found out she was pregnant, she panicked. The relationship had already ended, and she didn't feel ready to raise a child, nor did she think Dante was. Lois, protective as always, had stepped in and helped her daughter explore other options. Ultimately, Brooke decided to place the baby for adoption privately, quietly, without telling Dante. But just before the adoption could be finalized, Lois changed her mind. She couldn't let her grandchild vanish from her life completely. With Brooke's consent, Lois arranged to raise the boy as her own relative's son, but never told him the full truth. The boy grew up under Lois's guardianship, bouncing between her home and music programs, eventually developing into the talented pianist Port Charles knows as Gio. Dante's fists clenched as he listened, not in anger at Lois or Brooke, but in disbelief at the years he had lost. He had a son. He had punched his son in front of the entire town. He had hated him, blamed him, judged him all without knowing the truth. He looked down, visibly shaken. Lois explained that Lulu had only recently pieced everything together. Through DNA records, private conversations with Brooke, and a few accidental discoveries, she had confirmed Joe's true parentage just weeks earlier. She had been waiting for the right moment to tell Dante, but now, the moment had chosen them. Later that night, Dante tried to find Gio. He checked every place he could think of: Lois's house, the docks, the piano studio, even the Courtemain boathouse, but Gio had disappeared. No one knew where he'd gone. His phone was off. His backpack was gone. He had left behind the suit he wore to the ball, and the sheet music from his performance. Only silence remained. Back at the hospital, Lulu sat with Lois, exhausted. The family was broken. The secret, once a weight carried quietly, had exploded. And now the only thing they could do was hope. In the days that follow, Dante's guilt becomes all-consuming. He avoids work. He avoids people. He replays the moment over and over again: his words to Gio, the punch, the announcement, Joe's face. He writes letters. He records voicemails. But he hears nothing in return. Lois blames herself. Brooke, hearing the fallout, returns to Port Charles, ready to face the consequences. And Lulu tries to hold the family together while processing what it means to be the stepmother of a child she didn't know existed. Joe's absence leaves a gaping hole. Not just in the Falconeri family, but in the hearts of those who saw him perform at the nurses' ball. His talent was undeniable. His spirit, though rebellious, was vibrant. Now, he's gone, running from the revelation that shattered his sense of identity. The big question remains: can Gio forgive? Can a boy who was judged, dismissed, and physically attacked by his own father find it in his heart to return? To talk? To understand that even though the past can't be changed, the future still has space for healing? And can Dante prove to his son that, despite the rocky start, he's ready to be the father Gio never had? Next, we will immerse ourselves in the dazzling yet tumultuous world of Port Charles as the iconic Nurses' Ball unfolds with a cascade of surprises that have left fans breathless. From calculated power plays to shocking arrests and unexpected arrivals, the first segment of this glamorous event has already delivered more drama than we could have anticipated. As the ball continues, whispers of jaw-dropping revelations and unscripted chaos promise to keep us glued to our screens. Join us as we explore the electrifying highlights, weave in imaginative new details, and delve into the potential bombshells that could redefine relationships and rivalries in this beloved town. A night of unforgettable moments at the Nurses' Ball. The nurses' ball has kicked off with a whirlwind of events that have set the tone for an unforgettable evening in Port Charles, and we're only at the halfway mark. The grand ballroom of the Metro Court Hotel, adorned with glittering chandeliers and vibrant red ribbons, has been the stage for both planned spectacles and unforeseen shocks. Drew Kane has been reveling in the spotlight, taking every opportunity to needle his adversaries with sly remarks and calculated jabs during cocktail hour, his confident smirk hinting at hidden agendas. Meanwhile, Nina Reeves has turned heads and stomachs. With her over-the-top fawning over influential guests, her attempts to curry favor bordering on embarrassing as she clings to anyone with power. And who could forget Tracy Quartermain's moment of glory, stealing the show with her commanding presence right before a dramatic twist saw her whisked away in handcuffs, leaving the crowd gasping in disbelief? Picture the stunned faces of attendees as Tracy, dressed in an elegant emerald gown, maintained her trademark poise even as officers escorted her out. This week on ABC General Hospital, the nurses' ball continues to captivate with a blend of meticulously choreographed performances and spontaneous eruptions of drama, ensuring that no one in Port Charles or watching at home can predict what's coming next. Anticipation builds for more shocks and surprises. If Tracy Quartermain's arrest wasn't enough to etch this nurses' ball into history, rumors swirling around Port Charles suggest that we've only scratched the surface of the night's surprises. According to the latest ABC General Hospital spoilers and tantalizing previews, a mysterious party crasher is set to storm the event, leaving key players like Drew and Willow take Corinthos frozen like deer caught in headlights. The teaser clips reveal a mix of bewilderment and alarm on their faces, hinting at a revelation so staggering it could upend their carefully laid plans. Imagine the room falling into a hushed silence as the doors swing open dramatically, all eyes turning to the uninvited guest who strides in with purpose. Other prominent figures, Sonny Corinthos, Ned Quartermain, Jordan Ashford, and even the enigmatic Sidwell, appear equally rattled in the footage, their expressions ranging from confusion to outright dread. Could this intruder be tied to a long-buried secret, perhaps a figure from Drew's past who holds damning evidence of his recent schemes? The air is thick with suspense as fans speculate whether this unexpected arrival will spark alliances, ignite feuds, or expose truths that have been hidden in the shadows of Port Charles for far too long. Michael Corinthos' potential return. A game-changing twist. Amidst the swirl of speculation about the party crasher, one name keeps surfacing with persistent intensity: Michael Corinthos. What if the rumors hold true and Michael makes a dramatic, unannounced entrance at the nurses' ball, ready to confront the tensions that have simmered in his absence? No one in Port Charles bothered to reach out after Willow's failed attempt to reconnect with him during her emotional trip to Germany, where she sought answers about his distant behavior only to be turned away. Perhaps Michael, driven by a need to set the record straight, decides to return in person, stepping into the glittering chaos of the ball to face his family and foes alike. Envision Michael walking through the grand entrance, his tailored suit a stark contrast to the turmoil in his eyes, as whispers ripple through the crowd about his sudden reappearance. Could he be poised to expose Drew's manipulations, particularly regarding Willow, shedding light on secrets that have strained their bond? This potential comeback carries extra weight with reports that GH executive producer Frank Valentini has kept the door open for Chad Duell to reprise his role as Michael Corinthos, fueling excitement about seeing a familiar face take center stage in this unfolding drama. Casting rumors add to the intrigue. The buzz surrounding Michael's possible return isn't just about the storyline, it's also tangled with casting speculation that has fans on edge. While many hope to see Chad Duell step back into the role of Michael Corinthos, bringing his nuanced portrayal to this pivotal moment, recent General Hospital rumors hint that a recast might be on the horizon. Imagine the heated debates in online fan communities, with some arguing that Duell's deep understanding of Michael's complexities, his loyalty, his pain, and his quiet strength makes him irreplaceable, while others are curious about a fresh face who could bring a new dynamic to the character's return. Picture a casting announcement dropping just days before the episode, heightening anticipation as viewers wonder if a recast actor will stride into the nurse's ball with a different energy, perhaps a harder edge honed by Michael's time abroad. Whether it's dual or a newcomer, the return of Michael promises to be a defining moment, potentially unraveling the web of deceit Drew has spun and setting the stage for emotional reckonings with Willow, Sonny, and others who felt his absence keenly. Next, we will plunge into the heart-pounding drama swirling around Jordan Ashford as she navigates a treacherous web of desire, duty, and deception in Port Charles. Caught between a sizzling attraction to Dr. Isaiah Gannon that threatens her undercover mission against the ruthless Jen Sidwell, and lingering emotions for her ex, Curtis Ashford, amid his faltering marriage to Dr. Portia Robinson, Jordan's world is a ticking time bomb. With the dazzling nurse's ball on the horizon, every choice she makes could lead to explosive consequences. Let's explore the intricate layers of her predicament, infused with vivid new details and imaginative twists, as we uncover the risks and temptations that surround her. Jordan's high-stakes undercover mission in jeopardy. Port Charles has become a cauldron of tension, and at the center of it all is Jordan Ashford, whose covert operation to outwit the dangerous Jen Sidwell hangs by a fragile thread. Tasked with infiltrating Sidwell's inner circle to expose his criminal enterprises, Jordan must maintain an impeccable facade of loyalty, a task made perilously difficult by her undeniable chemistry with Dr. Isaiah Gannon. Every stolen glance, every charged moment in the hospital corridors where their hands brush while passing patient charts sends sparks flying, threatening to ignite a fire that could burn her cover to ashes. Picture Jordan in a dimly lit diner, meeting Sidwell under the guise of a routine update, her heart racing as she recalls Isaiah's teasing smile from earlier that day, knowing one misstep in her composure could alert Sidwell to her divided loyalties. The stakes are sky high. A single lapse could not only derail her mission but also endanger her life and the lives of those she's sworn to protect. Meanwhile, Isaiah's growing curiosity about her secretive late-night disappearances adds another layer of strain. Imagine him cornering her in the hospital break room, his probing questions about her whereabouts leaving her scrambling for believable lies. Will Jordan find the strength to resist Isaiah's magnetic pull and keep Sidwell in the dark, or is her heart steering her straight into a deadly trap? Old flames flicker amid Curtis's marital turmoil. While her professional life teeters on the edge, Jordan's personal entanglements are no less fraught with danger as she becomes a pillar of support for Curtis Ashford during his unraveling marriage to Dr. Portia Robinson. As Curtis pours out his frustrations over late-night coffee at Kelly's, his vulnerability stirs echoes of their once passionate romance, a connection that never truly faded despite their turbulent history. Each heartfelt conversation, tinged with nostalgia for simpler times, edges them closer to a line they've crossed before, a betrayal that once shattered trust in Port Charles. Visualize Jordan sitting across from Curtis under the soft glow of a diner lamp, her resolve weakening as he recalls a memory of their shared laughter, the air between them thick with unspoken longing. Jordan is keenly aware that giving in to these rekindled feelings could devastate Portia, whose fragile confidence in her marriage is already shaken by recent conflicts. What if Portia, battling her own insecurities, stumbles upon a seemingly innocent but tender moment at the upcoming nurse's ball, like Jordan placing a comforting hand on Curtis's shoulder during a quiet chat? The accusation of sabotage could reignite old scandals, tearing open wounds that never fully healed. Can Jordan maintain a platonic boundary to safeguard Curtis's family, or will her loyalty and lingering affection push her into forbidden territory? Isaiah's allure, a distraction Jordan can't afford. The undeniable attraction between Jordan and Isaiah Gannon is a storm brewing beneath the surface of her carefully constructed undercover persona, threatening to wash away months of meticulous planning. Isaiah, with his piercing gaze and disarming charm, seems to see through the walls Jordan has erected, his flirtatious banter during hospital rounds chipping away at her focus. Imagine a tense moment in the ER after a chaotic shift, where Isaiah catches Jordan off guard with a playful comment about her mysterious aura, his proximity sending her pulse racing as she struggles to deflect with a forced laugh. Sidwell, ever watchful, could easily interpret a stray look or whispered exchange as a breach of trust. Picture him observing from a distance at a charity event, his cold eyes narrowing as Jordan and Isaiah share a fleeting smile over champagne flutes. If Isaiah pushes harder for answers about her double life, perhaps confronting her after noticing her slip away for a covert call, the risk of exposure skyrockets. Jordan's mission hinges on keeping her emotions in check, but the electric tension with Isaiah might prove impossible to suppress. Will she muster the discipline to prioritize her operation over her heart's whispers, or will a moment of weakness in Sidwell's presence spell disaster? The nurses' ball, a crucible of temptation and risk. As the nurses' ball approaches, Port Charles's most glamorous event looms as both a battleground and a minefield for Jordan Ashford, where every step could lead to her undoing. Draped in elegance amidst the glittering lights and swirling music of the Metro Court ballroom, Jordan will face a delicate balancing act between her conflicting desires and deadly obligations. A single sultry dance with Isaiah, perhaps to a slow, haunting melody, could tempt her to forget Sidwell's vigilant scrutiny, their closeness under the chandelier a reckless indulgence that might catch the wrong eyes. Envision Sidwell lurking near the bar, his expression unreadable as he watches Jordan sway with Isaiah, suspicion brewing with every shared laugh. Simultaneously, a quiet, soul-bearing conversation with Curtis in a secluded corner, maybe near a balcony overlooking the city, risks stoking Portia's jealousy if she glimpses their intimacy from across the room. Both men tug at different corners of Jordan's heart, yet yielding to either could unleash catastrophic consequences, either blowing her cover with Sidwell, potentially leading to a violent reprisal, or reigniting a scandal with Curtis that could shatter Portia's world once more.